Farley, Blame, glaive, and Zipex defending up against Entropiq. And look at this. 3 CTs walking mid. NickelBack is not ready for this. Oh, Crad maybe can make it even. 4v4 at the moment. He can leave with an extra frag if Zipex gets hunted down. A nice find. Blame punishes, and 1xBet heavily leaning towards Astralis, as does this pistol.
They're into B right now. The fight's going to keep on coming for Lackey here. Zipex will grab one, and it is just 2 remaining. Elian and Forrester, the heroes of the last map. Need to get it done in a 2-on-4.
He's trying to exploit a way into an extra frag, and thinks better of it now with the bomb on his back. He'll let Forrester try and work up ramp.
But look where Farley is. He hasn't left this sandbag position over towards A the entire time, and he's not really playing for info, just the odd jiggle, just to make sure they're not walking up on the upper deck on him. Forrester will be able to slink his way all the way through shore in towards the site, and Farley is accounting for that. The rotation of Blame is now greeting him, and it is a 2-on-2 on A.
Yeah, USP's favored for some of these exchanges on that headshot box. Blame does take down Forrester, and a nice clear. Elian, good for that. He knows Blame's there, and a couple of click opportunities have gone awry. He's got 45 seconds to try and piece this one together. And he's being hunted, actually. Blame, very push happy. He's had a great pistol there. That's 4 kills from blameF. And you will hear when he finds those connections. Heku asking him a little bit about it. It's just not even something he considers, and attributes it to his role on the CT side. But yeah, he's got a voice in the server and in the studio.
Yeah, good stuff here. I can't believe the clear. Elian, very diligent right there to get that kill, but it was the only kill for Entropiq within that round, and it will just be the Glocks with 1 deagle and a flash to try and make something interesting. Now, I'm curious to see how much of that mid-crawl comes into play from Astralis on the gun rounds as well. We know Config will be playing this position, right? So he might want to get a bit of a move on and target some of the weak points here of the default from Entropiq. Now, well, that's a deagle kill over towards A. glaive getting very push happy there. Elian's going to rip his skull off the shoulders. If they're able to scoop that gun up, it'll give them a second weapon to work with here. The Glocks, just the pea shooters, not really too much to be concerned about.
Well, already the first 2 rounds, we've noticed that there is a bit of a lean from Astralis to deal with mid. Like, they have 3 in the pistol, 2 initially on the gun, and I think that's just also by nature of the weapons they're up against.
I agree with that sentiment. I think like you want to bully B early while you can. You can also use the range of these weapons, which Farley apparently doesn't need to use. He's going to push up real close, take down NickelBack. So back level 4-4, and as they ping pong across the map, Blame will find Crad stuck at the net. Another chance, yeah.
Wasn't far off. He gave him some clown hair with his crosshair.
Oh!
Yeah, that's not gone swimmingly.
Like, he got picked at the deagle through the floor right there, so that was pretty cool from Forrester. There it is. Config will get the final frag. The rifles be retained. glaive should be getting a bit of a drop from one of his teammates here. Blame could drop him a rifle. Config could do the same. They're both just under that 4K mark. And he will be given a FAMAS from Config. So nice shot from Elian there.
I mean, that's special. That's an AWP line you typically take, but you know what? Why not take the discount AWP, the $700 hand cannon? Good for an opener, but Astralis definitely looking good for the closer. Let's see if we can get that first gun round under their belt, or if Entropiq have something to say about it. They're leaning towards the A side. Lackey's responsible to head-to-head with Zip, and glaive is not deterred at all around the smoke. Lackey profits. If they would get this, the B side's open, but Config is there to respond. And all backpack, NickelBack is known. Dropping his util to try and reposition. This is threatening stuff from Config. He needs to reload. Are you really going to do this with just the USB? Not the fight for you, Config. Config is playing a very dangerous game.
Finally gets the reload. Installed out Blame here as well. They might not be ready for the Tetris swing from Forrester, pushed up towards the white box. Still juggling positions here. They're going to get caught off guard by this flash.
So flashed. And then Molly is perfect for his hidey hole. Still no punishment, though. Forrester does eventually put his name in the feed, and Config eliminated in round 3. Blame is here. Good off angle. With F side gen smoked, he'll jump his own util.
Have to go through this.
Oh, perfect. Elian just sitting around on the sandbags is met by the spray. They are trying to pivot away.
They've used all their nades here. They've just committed everything towards the B-bomb side. They've dropped back. They've given up the space. And now they're just going to settle into a 3-on-3 with 35 seconds left on the clock. I don't know what you do now, Entropiq.
I mean, you'd love a quick headshot onto glaive from Crad, but not going to be given easily. You can see the jiggling motion of glaive. He's not actively contesting. I say that as he decides he will in the off angle. 19 seconds. He's actually leaning A. Just this cut of noise. He's got to do it all. Oh. Forrester has saved the site with 10 seconds to spare, and the rotate back is bareheaded. The Entropiq flavor is unique.
I can't believe they just cut all the audibles there and walked on in. Forrester is an absolute machine. That AK with 2 massive shots within this round, and Farley's actually considering this. He's going to give this one a bit of a look in. The Famous up close and personal, peering over the ledge. Long way down, my friend, as NickelBack isn't expecting a player already to be pushed past. So there's one. No Kid is going to try and back off, and if he can find an M4, that would be nice. He's picked up a kit. There's an extra $400 that'll be saved going forward. Blame will be able to rebuy. Zip's going to be very, very close to do so as well, and Farley will be able to drop a rifle. So important stuff here, but that was looking like Astralis' round. It got very chaotic for a moment there. You could see Zip, he's very brave to play on the wooden boards around a B lurk smoke. That smoke almost completely negates this type of a play that Zip's going for, because, well, the T's can use the cusp of that smoke to look on over. So a bit of a risk there goes punch, and that is a blistering hot shot from Forrester there to get them back into it. Hasn't slowed down from Nuke by any means, and helps get Entropiq on the board for their first T round here.
Yeah, Forrester is definitely one to watch. This kid is coming in hot and steamy into a very big affair up against Astralis. Playoffs do or die, especially a map to the good for the Danes. See how this one shapes up. glaive not going to be leaping down ramp this time, but they are caged by that ramp smoke. It's all about the reactions off the back of it. Do you drop a lurky smoke of your own? Again, they come knocking on mid, and again, Astralis have invested into a...
They're already out, config.
Ooh, he will be not long for this world. Only a 5-7, and he's lost his rifle support. Zip, weapon recovered. Maybe config can fill this void.
Surprising to not see Lackey try and take a bit more space towards B on that kill. They know that Zip is the B defender here, but they're happy just to pivot back towards A, so containing any pushes across the map, and blameF is the next they have to deal with here, up close and personal on the scaff.
Got to clear him. glaive in support as well. They do seem to travel in pairs, and glaive on his jump across for info. That smoke tells everything they need to know. Blame booked. glaive could be next. Strafes out, and you'll never guess who's finding him. Forrester has got a double entry into A. The rotate's on its way, one way or another. Forrester will find you.
Jeez, okay, well, he's just ripping off scalps here, and he's doing it in all fashions. The CT side, locking things down. Config gonna be the next to fall. Lucky's bullet rings true as well. That'll be his first within the round, his second kill in total. And now down to the eco for Astralis here. Very flustered stuff over towards A. On that jump peak, a defensive smoke gives away the position of blame. They just start mowing him down through, he can't get away. Could have been an element of surprise here, but yeah, you can see this. Forrester reacts immediately. He's like, you're not getting away. You ain't going anywhere, my friend. And then glaive trying to pick up the pieces goes down as well. Ready for everything is this kid, as it will just be 5-7s across the board. Now, 5-5-7s.
5-5-7.
It's fun to say.
Haven't seen that in a while. 5-7 does land that dink, just not quite close enough to finish the job. blame is hunting.
Lucky hear this?
I don't know. He's not acting like he did, but they are committing to A, and that smoke on bridge is going to ruin their day. Which 5-7 skin do I prefer?
Well, that one fell flat. There was a bit of Kevlar behind this as well. You can see blame has head armor, config has Kevlar to his name. So this was feeling a bit more like a half investment, if anything. 2,400 into the next round. Scratching my head a little bit here as a desperate maneuver from Astralis nets them absolutely nothing.
Can you explain where Lucky's rifle just went?
Did he throw it away? He might have thrown it away because he's worried about dying. Like he could have thrown it off the map. Maybe Jay, the gun watcher. I'm going down. Oh, look, where did he leave it?
He's decided he didn't want it. Instead, he wants to give them a kill?
He's not giving them anything right here. Might be a little bit worried about the bomb, maybe. Yeah, I don't want the Glock. My gun's a little bit better, says Zip, and only just.
All right, well, that worked out well. Lucky calculated in his hiding of the rifle, will not fall into enemy hands. Entropiq, they will take the lead. 3 consecutive rounds here. The ramifications of that buy with the Kevlar alongside has put Astralis into a bit of a dire circumstance. They have opted to go for another half buy.
Yeah, more 5-7s coming out here, so Farley is even being gifted one right now. He doesn't want to spend a penny. He wants to get that AWP out as early as they can.
Let's see if Astralis can convince us and the chat for the 5-7.
Oh, oops. Just hit the roof there. Wanted that one to land at the top of the scaff, but another molly will do the trick. And glaive, he's over towards Sandbag with a smoke.
They love a good boost. Flight path's pretty ironed out now on Vertigo. Expect to see T's casting glances at the potential both left and right of this yellow.
I think the way that they want this to operate is glaive gets mollied, they drop the smoke, and then they all get glued towards that sandbag position.
Like this. Just like that.
Exactly like that.
Wow. There's a counter, though, in the form of a nade. Crad does delete glaive, and it's Crad that continues to keep things up. Oh, Forrester, lazy clear. He's gone down too. There's a rifle now. This gets really bad. If Config could just do more damage, Lackey cut down to half. It's Zipex requested to clutch, and the fact he's faked gives Zipex a bit more room to stretch his legs. Not being held by Lackey's angle. He's been allowed out of Ellie. Oh, he doesn't
strike timing.
spot him. Yeah, it's a cruel mistress's counter. And there's one back for Crad. So this is the gap. Lackey's sticking out.
He saw him. Oh. He saw him.
Oh, just as easy as that. This gets weird. A 1v1. Thankfully, Crad is here and posts 3 kills to secure 4.
Okay, that one got close. Almost got out of control right there. Config, you could see from that position, right? Maybe he didn't know that both players were wrapping Crane to front sight, but that was a big kill for him to make. A little bit of survivability. They could have played out the 2v2, but Astralis will now finally get out the guns here. M4 is being purchased on up. Farley's going to get that prized possession of the AWP. And here's the bait and switch on the boost. Beautifully handled here. Well done. A nice maneuver with misdirection.
We're getting more and more of those, aren't we, in terms of like misdirection and exploiting defaults with your half buys. Oh, that's a nasty, nasty bullet straight to glaive. Elian pre-aims.
He's killed glaive a couple times. There was the Deagle shot, and now there's that quick shot on the AWP, and Zip, you're in trouble, my friend.
Should be a dead man. One single bullet through the board, and it'd be no, but there's the flash. They're all doing the dance. He mantles up as Lackey. Good for it. They don't have to commit, but you can see that they are kind of stumbling over each other to try and work out who will sell it. And it's none other than Forrester. Cut out of the round very early on. A little one-way smoke on default, so nasty one. You get no vision, but your legs are sticking out.
Problems here because NickelBack is so low. I would say problems. Actually, they're starting to gravitate towards this AWP, so HP not going to be a problem as NickelBack's dropped the NAF and he's going to have a little bit of a look around, and Farley has to be extremely concerned because he can get overrun in this position. He's on his lonesome. blameF's mid. Config is disconnected from the pack on B. This is going to be hard for Farley to hold on to here. Not likely to retain this AWP. One and done. Seems like the most likely outcome, but they are starting to pivot. Bogdan's Law plays on through the peak. It's going to net him a kill. Needs to get away. Needs to tuck back as fast as you like here.
Farley stops the swing. No, Lackey. Caught lacking again this time. Now the bomb loose. And a hot molly on top. Crad's flank is everything if they want to turn the tables now.
Not accounting for this.
blameF. Oh, he's cut down Elian, so now even anticipating this flank from Crad. Loud, 15 seconds. How is he supposed to turn this around? Kills short, needs to plant. There can be disruption from Config. Both sides. Doesn't matter where you plant, unless blame is too passive. That's a free frag. Astralis will leave a triple kill out of blame.
Oh, comms off a little bit there. They didn't get the AWP back, and it was just to the right-hand side. So Farley has to operate now with just a rifle here. Going to feel a little bit hard done by. The AWP was not salvaged for him to carry on through and try and go toe-to-toe with Elian in the next round of play. But this is when the unbridled aggression of Config actually helps, because they thought that they had a bit more space to work with, but Config wasn't afraid. He's like, well, I'm not scared of you. I can aim too. Steps on out, gets them a necessary kill, and that throws this round into disarray. So Entropiq probably feeling like they've given one up here.
One of the many weapons in glaive's arsenal. Was trying to convince us of the UMP when he joined us on the cast. And he is continuing his walk.
It's been spotted. Elian knows there's something awry here. Pivot back, I dare ya.
Oh, and that's the end of that. That's what Elian was looking for. Glaive kind of committed on such a small slither of information. That's what the T-side AWP presence can cage.
Yeah, this is the thing. Now they're operating with a man disadvantage again, but there's no Config to battle one back. Bit of a smoke as a one-way on the top of the sandbag there, and he's actually using it in a different angle with Farley.
He's got toes. Can see that left side commit. Great catch from Obs as Config's down. Falls to Farley, and Elian was missing his shot in the blind spot. He could get another through the top. Farley trying to exploit, but oh my lord, he's so susceptible to that shot. Lucky to have gotten away with that. A two-man advantage for Entropiq. They cannot afford to lose this. They're walking into the stack as it stands.
They need a fight here, right? If they just sit on the side, they'll get executed on.
This is the fight, Forrester. Ready for it. Farley turning around, and yeah, he was waiting for the flash. A bit of a miscom. Didn't quite manage to execute as intended. It looks like the call has been made to save the AK.
Yeah, that right there, you're right. It must have been a miscom because the traditional flash, I didn't quite see where Blame throws it, but that flash lands, and when you're going for it early, if you're going for like a CT aggressive maneuver, you want to have your back, right, to the, I guess, the drop-off, yeah, right? So when you step on out, the flash pops behind you. Here, Farley's going through those same motions, but they're already close. It's like he has to wait for the flash to pop and then swing. It's a different fight, right? You're not looking for down the ramp, you're looking for a close fight there. And Forrester was blind, at least that's what the kill feed would tell us. But one back here from Entropiq. And I think Glaive's hijinks of aggression around that tarpaulin is going to come to a close here. Might have to start dropping off from Crane and playing behind the smoker in that facet, because Elian is punishing them whenever they want to maneuver behind it. Just those eyes, those keen eyes with the AWP scoped on through, catching any little glimpse of darkness. And there it is, all 5 staying alive. So a bit of a bank now starting to be established over there for Entropiq. 2 saved guns and the conversation to be had. So yeah, you can see just tracking that little dark line through the gap, and Glaive goes on down. Paper thin staff, timeout called. This will be the first here from Astralis within this map.
So flashed. He was so flashed. Kill feed wasn't deceiving us this time.
Yeah, need to have a conversation about what they want to do here. Next round, it is going to be 2,900 as a loss. So if you just operate around these 2 saved rifles, instead of trying to force buy, you have a much stronger buy in the next, but you will be handing over the 6. So the conversation is, how can we get the most out of these 2 guns? Blame, Zip, where can we put you on the map? What type of stack, what type of boost, what type of little move have we been working on the CT side that could net us an opening kill or 2? Farley's going to be dropped to 5-7 thanks to Zip. Yet to see investments from Config and Glaive just yet. Glaive yet to frag, having a bit of a rough start to this game. 007, secret agent in the service.
Pace behind this. Forrester using that spawn and charging up short. Oh no, backs are turned. Sandbags could be next. Just like that, all of the scary prongs of this defense are gone. Thanks to Forrester, yeah.
No bite whatsoever. The 2 players who are left with the rifles in hand are 2 of the more passive elements of this, so I expect the kills to keep on coming. Alien with 1, NickelBack another, and now it is just Config disconnected from the pack, trying to have a biff with Lackey, but he'll handle that, and 2 rounds in a row, 5 stay alive. Great stuff here from Entropiq on their map choice. This is already a great T-half. Anything more, going to be gravy.
I do love a good gravy. Do you know what also I think is underrated in the kind of gravy / mash department is sweet potato mash.
Yeah, don't you doesn't get enough love.
Why are we not repping that? That is God's gift in the vegetable department.
I feel like chains have overdone sweet potato fries. Now they don't do them crispy enough and they just come soggy.
Yes,
so I don't want this.
Sweet potato and soggy round for Zipex. How has he gotten away with that? A bit of a slip up. Quite a literal one. You can see the fall hazard. He was nearly there.
Oh, he's getting swung on here.
Yeah, finally might be a dead man or not ready for Crad.
Blame's pushed down on A again here, and this didn't work for them last time. You might get flashed on through.
I like this. I like this a lot. Elian doesn't as he goes down with a white screen.
Finally a change-up for Astralis. A 2-man advantage here.
Yeah, aggression may be the answer. Double incendiary. And still Forrester trying to find a gap. He's going to try and punish. Oh, Blame, surely vulnerable, does lose his head. And now A could be a problem. There's still a man advantage for Astralis. This changes, though, if Glaive...
It's a weird smoke.
He's thrown out a bit of a freestyle smoke there, and Farley's going to have to try and fill this short gap. It's not worked out for him before. He's just going to hold it passively, and it should enable a bit of a reset.
Farley needs to be so careful. If he overlooks here and goes down, given one over here, and it's Forrester again. Oh, another double for him. It's a 3-on-3 that is well and truly on. 45 seconds. A seems to be the side of affection right now.
Glaive has to find more than one, or break his silence at the very least. They can come round. Forrester, he's going to clear his corners this time. Or not. Flash, both doing the dance, and now the advantage is back in Entropiq's court. Astralis, red-faced, hot under the collar. A reload required, and the bomb now planted. They should get away and play the advantage. NickelBack will be first contact. He can afford to get away as well. They really are in dire straits. Do you even go with no smoke?
I think they should save right here. How do you get back into this? Config needs to find a miracle right now and getting spammed on through. Forrester finds 3 kills and the round already looks done.
Yeah, I love this angle from Config, but it's not going to get you far. They're going to double peek. And just as easy as that, Config, the last to fall, they lose everything, and you'll never guess who it is. Forrester with 4. Call him Forrester.
This guy's awesome. We were talking about him throughout the group stage here. It's great to see more of it as well within a match against Astralis, round of 12 in the playoffs. And starting to get a bit hot under the collar here, I think, Glaive. That was rough death for him right again. The flashes just suppressing as part of this. There it is. He just turns into it. He turns into it. They're both staring at the flash, and Forrester's got a couple of kills this game. Saw the barrel, had the lead time, able to get the crosshair in the right place with the white screen, but yeah.
Good flash. I mean, it's designed exactly for that duel. You can see Forrester had the timing just a little off. 2-man B lean. Astralis are trying to mix it up with light weaponry. They have to try and find something here, otherwise Entropiq, they can run away. Posting double digits on T-side Vertigo is not too commonplace.
This was the problem with the veto, right? I was looking at the map pool, I was a little bit concerned because it felt like Entropiq could have taken this to a multitude of different places. I was like, well, do they want to pick into Dust 2 got banned? There was no Inferno here for Astralis. We do see them taking it to Vertigo and showing a very strong
Watch
form
out,
here.
the shark is in the water. Blame swimming in his Speedos. Forrester will throw out the util on his own. Is he going to do it all on his own? Or can Blame be the remedy every time? Forrester again with an opening kill.
It's twice. We saw it with Farley. We now see it with Blame. They're not accounting for that close angle of Forrester here.
And there could be more for him. He has been dinged, somehow alive and kicking. Good nade.
What a nade.
What a nade, off the floor. Oh, it's Deagles from Farley. He's made the round out of this.
This one's on.
Very much like Donkey Kong Lackey. Gonna give him a gorilla fist or not? Wow, Config gets away with that, and now Forrester, he started this round well, but low HP. Again, catches Config's hunt. Can you really build anything out of this? The bomb is lost. You have 0 health. There should be no way in. And Astralis know it as well. It's their round to lose. Lovely threading of the needle so far. 2 angles to be cleared. Worried about short. Too worried about short, and it does come to bite him. Farley gets the credit, though. I mean, that round was looking dire until suddenly 2 Deagle frags popped up in the feed.
He did the same thing on Nuke when they took the lower site. Remember, he just absolutely bopped Alien up towards ramp, gets the second kill on Lackey, and they ended up losing that round. This time on Vertigo, they're able to make good on their promise to Farley and pick it up. And this is it, that flash again. Like, it's a good flash. How many kills is Forrester going to get while blind, right?
Yeah.
Through smoke is one thing. That's Glaive's jam, but apparently Forrester does not need to see to put the lethality in the server. Double orbs, that's the change up now. Config, it's going to just be smoked and flashed off the B line immediately. The lurk smoke with the flash combo is enough to send him packing all the way back towards mid. And Farley, are you really risking this? We've seen what happens.
Yeah,
we've seen what happens.
This is Alien's field day. He just waits. Can't see much, admittedly, now with all that smoke up. He may have lost his potency. But he wants to hold it. Many AWPers can do great things from this slither gap, and oh my god, Elliot does catch a glimpse. He's burning. He has to go down. You can see the barrel. So much damage. Elliot trying to find an angle, and it does lead to his demise. Farley again puts his name in the feed, this time as an opener.
Took a molly, took a HE, took some teammates, but they do get the kill. They get the scalp they're looking for, and does this stall Entropiq out right now at 7? Will it be another consecutive round here for Astralis?
I can't believe we're about to watch it go down again. Is Glaive gonna flash? Yep, it's gonna be the same battle on short. Forrester and NickelBack this time. It's a 2v2 here. Flash thrown in. NickelBack blind, he's not quite as prepared. Forrester, the late arrival, unable to trade. That is the end of the round. Farley confirms it. Swing through, forced of the hand. And just the 2 of them, Lackey and Crad. A whole 5-man Astralis roster, and with info aplenty. That Deagle round from Farley may be extending play significantly here.
Bit of a miss. Blame is low. Lackey has space. Time a problem.
Config is really overexerting himself.
Crad needs to get to the side.
Yeah, he's actually got another one, and this swing could lead to Glaive going down. They're doing it. Lackey clears him out. Blame so low. One will do it. Lackey gets it. Bomb down 1-on-1. What a turnaround. 2v4. 2v5.
Has a smoke and a kit here, Zip. So he has a way out here, a ripcord he can pull if he feels threatened in this situation. Just try and get the defuse under the nose.
Uh-oh, that's a very weird smoke. But still, the frag comes to him, and the Minister is in, saves them from a very harrowing defeat. Such a valiant attempt from the two of them. Crad, Lackey, big ups. Not able to put an 8th on the board.
Oh, wow, that round, I cannot believe it. The time was just ticking so low, and it's this little Lackey maneuver, right? So the missed shot is how this starts. Farley goes down to Crab, but Lackey, with 10 seconds left, weasels his way up to the site and gets so much impact here. So much, and you can see that on the fall with the smoke, just how much bounce he got out of that.
Imagine it's all deliberate, just for the sound of that smoke being deployed. He knows he's got a little extra airtime on it. In my mind, it's all 5 DHS for the clutch Minister, and he has given them a real leg up now. Like, the Astralis were scratching their heads for a while.
Remember how that round started? Was just a fight isolating Alien down there, trying to be cheeky through the tarp again. Now they don't have an AWP. It was double AWPs invested. There's not a single AWP retained. On the other side, I'm pretty sure Alien's big green lies idle on the floor right now for him to scoop on up.
This is the util combo.
Well, the flash worked this time. Actually, no, the kills worked this time. The flash has always been working.
But it is such a popper. You saw there, right in front of your face. Full flashbang duration. And a bit of a change up this time. We're going to be having Forrester continue to show the presence. That molly, and yeah, not going to give Alien the fight this time.
Forrester's crept up a little bit here. Quite aggressive behind this smoke.
Oh, he's playing a dangerous game this time. Glaive's the one to pull the trigger while blind.
First kill.
No.
Yeah, that was 0 and 11 for Glaive, so he has been in the grave a lot here. Config gonna grab one back, and finally things starting to whir into action for Astralis. It's another 3-on-5 situation. Surely they clean this one up.
Neat and tidy is the objective. Lackey with a clean and tidy swing. Somehow gets his crosshair there in time. Zipex is gone. Config to fill the void on B. They can afford to. The numbers certainly favor them, and
oh, he's
run boosting to peek it, and nearly falls into Farley. Not quite ideal. Crad's somehow alive and kicking. Farley not punished, and yeah, that's Lackey again, but look at their health. This one ends only one way.
And Config's pushed behind them as well here, so surely this one is done. 50 seconds left. There shouldn't be any naughty plays out of Lackey this time round. Config's gone around the world. He might lose them here to a timing. The bomb can go B. If Lackey runs right now, he could just run in towards the site. Doesn't want to give up the sound cue. Config's starting to understand that this is possible.
Glaive's going to make it over to construction for the cross as well. So Lackey's lost that little gap he had. Oh, Glaive just looked away. Oh, he's heard him. Or he's seen him. Glaive reports. And now ready for the walk up. No plant, so Glaive will start getting a little concerned as to where that pesky T is going. And where is he going? Into Blame is the frag found. And Astralis are making a CT half out of this after all.
It's good to get Glaive on the board right now. If he can just start getting a little bit more impact here, well, he's able to pick up a necessary kill as part of this because he was blind, right? That could have been Forrester finding the entry. We've already seen him be a menace. So it is a big kill for Glaive to get. I know in the context of the game, right, it's not going to mean a lot, but if he can start to now get that confidence behind him, they can still win the half 8-7, as it is just down to a couple of pistols and one AK-47 in the hands of Lackey here, who is searching towards B. The nade deep, chip damage done. Alien with this deagle, it's already been brutal. Lackey has been sharp.
Lackey just taking the standard duel. No funny business, and yeah, Zip has his crosshair where it needed to be.
Where's the AK, says NickelBack. Please give me the AK.
Where did it drop? Where did it drop? There it is, right in front of my face.
Let me get out of here.
And actually finding a bit of space. Mid-open, that will force someone back to CT, or the entire team back to CT.
None of them have armor. So if this was to start falling apart, I would send out a howling how.
Yeah, no hows required. Ooh. Fast flank config will be there. Alien trying to sell something. Glaive surely going to consider the short walk up as soon as ramp is cleared. This is a fun.
Bring it around the rosy.
There is a small universe where actually he could backstab Glaive if he even considered it. Has Glaive not considered it? He is.
I think
now.
they know it's up now. So many unknowns for Alien. There it is. Yeah, it just was piecing it together, right? So the information was just constantly being updated there to help them understand exactly where he could have gotten off to. But that AK from Lackey doesn't net them a whole lot. And now for the final round, Lackey is going to have to operate with a MAC-10. But something that has chopped and changed is the CT defense. They've been playing 3 heavy A early. So if you're Entropiq, now something very B or mid out the gates, it might be the play to make here. Put a bit more pressure elsewhere on the map. See if you can find that gap, see if you can punish Config or Zip and just get them to go one and done with the trade. But looks more of the same. Default spread, a 1-1-3. As Config is searching in middle right here. Oh, catches a bit of a timing.
This was 7-3. Could be an Astralis recovery to a 1-out half.
Didn't this slew of rounds start with the finally Deagle?
It did. It did. So
Entropiq are going to mentally be a little bit hampered here, knowing in the way that they've lost some of these rounds.
That was nuke. That was nuke all over. Don't forget, we had a full 30-round nuke with a couple of those oopsies. Astralis ready themselves to adjust to this B take. They're not ready for Zipex's position. NickelBack unable to trade, and 2 bodies hit the deck immediately. Oh, and there's more to be done. Zip gets a double. The rest should fall into place now. They have the bomb. Astralis not known to let these slip away, these advantages. Right on the edge of the smoke, Elliot has to come up clutch. An ace clutch asked of him, and they're asking too much. Astralis, what a recovery on Entropiq's turf, Entropiq's soil. They find their footing, and now we swap over to the T side. The Danes to attack. Will the third be required? You better stay tuned to find out.
What up, Future Pros? I have a nifty fast A smoke I saw Apex throw to help you on your pistol A rushes. You throw this smoke from the T spawn and it will block off the left side of the A side, allowing your teammates to run up.
Game on the nuke 30-round affair, left with Astralis, of course, with 16, puts us here on Entropiq's turf. And a half, I'm sure Astralis will be satisfied with, given how slow of a start they got onto our second map.
Yeah, and they can thank Farley for that double eagle and the closeout there to actually set them up for the 5 consecutive on the way out the door. But let's keep track. Glaive only had 2 kills in that first half. He's going to be integral as the 1x bet odds favor Astralis here. And yeah, the pistols for the AWPers keep on singing.
Yeah, hang on. They haven't finished their meal there. Forrester's got an opportunity, and so has NickelBack. Molotov's out for the sandbags. Glaive puts another frag down range. That's his 3rd.
Oh, if you're going to stand and fight like this, you're going to lose a lot of space back. And oh, Blame almost hitting the shot right there. So more pressure felt on A. Lackey isn't afraid. He's still pressuring forward, and that's enough.
They're gone, though. Completely gone. Blame is keeping them both here. He could even win the round. Oh, hard duel. Doesn't matter. Licky Lackey's gone. And yeah, NickelBack, wrong place. No teammates. And Blame is just playing with you. He wants to make this as long and drawn out as possible. NickelBack just ignores him.
Have fun. Now this position from Zip is good.
Yeah, very good. You're not going to be clearing this one on the rounder corner. Goodbye. NickelBack says. There's nothing. Don't you pull that
spot hasn't worked for poor Zip this entire game. T-side or CT, but NickelBack, this would be some clutch on 1 HP, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the 1 HP, 1 tap is not to be.
Well, in 1 round, Glaive has just doubled his kills from the first. So this is great. And as I mentioned, he's going to be integral. He needs to be feeling this as the caller on the T side to get them into the game. Now, Blame's done his job on the CT side. He stood up. He was an absolute brick wall, as we expect him to be.
Good server as well.
Yeah. Now, this should be an eco from Entropiq. Astralis likely to get themselves up to the double GGs.
I don't know if it's not the one, is it? That Zipex position, it's just not the one.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I like it when you're playing on the CT side when there's no lurk smoke, because it's a good for 1 and done. But when there's that lurk smoke, like we saw in the first half, it's just the...
It's even better when you got some first contact stairs side.
Yeah. Lure them right in.
Yeah,
line and sinker.
This one is a couple of P250s, and blameF's got a molly for their boost. Extinguished. trying to win their duel, and yeah, the AD spam on the top of their teammate's head. Very Cirque du Soleil-esque.
blame's having fun this game. 19 kills and counting for him.
More fun to be had, especially with a MAC-10. No armor on these boys. I reckon NickelBack's going to have a little look at some point. Oh, actually, never mind. blame has gone down.
They've seen
Bomb's
enough.
going. Yeah.
Well, they should be going. Config trying to cut off the rotations here. If you're Astralis, you don't want to give over too many more guns, right? You've lost blame, sure. He farmed a lot of cash with the 2 kills that he got, but you don't want to give over any of these rifles. Entropiq are going to be buying next round regardless here, and you'd prefer to give yourself 2 opportunities as opposed to having to buy back in with 2 to 3 people. So Config has dealt with NickelBack. Now it's just Elian to find the USP in his hand, and he's actually just upgraded that, hasn't he?
Quite the upgrade.
Yeah, the P2 50. Damage done, not the kill, and they will retain 3 of these Galils. It's only blame who lost that MAC-10. Glaive can hold on to his, and well, this is how it started and pretty much ended. One of the keys is once you do identify that you are up against an eco, when you see the heads explode like that, you're already starting to think about the next round, because you know that the rifles are coming out now. Elian has even been able to afford the AWP, so the glass cannon AWP is all he can muster. Everybody else in the squad able to pick up the silenced M4s. They have smokes on the 4, only 1 will make it 2 incendiaries in play, and not a single defuse kit here, so keep that in mind if we get to the post plants.
So many ways this can go wrong for Elian, just with the no armor. Galils, MAC-10s, they'll shred through you, and oh, he heard him, he tagged him, and he jumps at him. Config felt trapped. And the cornered animal leaping through the smoke does lead to an opening pick.
But look how much space it's bought them. Entropiq have respected this just because of that pace, right? Oh.
Your firework.
Fireworks, yes. Sky molly there. That's beautiful scenes over towards B, keeping Forrester's eyes pressed to the skies. But I was going to say how much space they got towards A if they wanted to just maneuver up and go for an execute here, but this is a chance. The shadow spotted, Zip on notice, tagged on down. blame again to work this short position.
Smoke in response. Farley testing the water zip up ramp.
Saw something.
Did. Can still go wrong. Cutting noise. blame did just lose a little more health than he bargained for on the wall bang.
Oh, that's the AWP.
What's that? Elian goes down. A bit of an overextension. Farley again with an impactful frag to try and get some space into the site. The whole of Astralis are here, or what remains of them.
And we have flashes to get on in here.
Yeah, it's a duel that NickelBack has to win and does. And this standoff from blame and Crad is still going. It's an ongoing exchange. Glaive needed to. Unable to provide now, and woof, blame is looking sharp. You better fear him. Don't give him these fights. The barrel is there if he can isolate now onto Crad. Lackey on site. Now taking the duel. 10 seconds. Blame's got to get out of there.
Considering the save here, but that means they can go and pick up the AWP. Lackey's already tasked with going and doing that. Blame will hold on to the AK. It gives him something to be threatening with in the next, and there it is, the AWP found from Lackey. So it was the timing there. Nobody was actually watching the top of Crane, and Farley took advantage of that ramp. You expecting players on the jiggle, the reposition of the AWP, he scoped in towards the top of Crane ramp, and Farley just using that Galil to deny him any traction with the big green. Now, they will be able to buy back in here, Astralis. It's not the end of the world, but it is a good response from Entropiq early to be able to get the third round of play on their side.
Round 19. Let's get into the nitty-gritty now. Couple of sacrifices on the CT side. Nothing perfect either for both.
Oh, very aggressive.
Oh, very aggressive. Look at this flash. He's so blind. Config knows his days were numbered. NickelBack does not hesitate to retreat. He's not looking for a rifle. He's looking for the advantage and to maintain it.
And nothing can be gained here. Astralis can't do anything with that. You know somebody pushed mid, but where can you go?
What the bloody hell just happened?
Oh.
Zipex has just given him another man advantage. Extended by what I can only assume was a strafe.
Did he fall off the map?
I think he might have. We'll try and find his corpse 51 floors down. Or was it a crater into B steps? Forrester's got another. Farley's gone. Astralis have to recover this one. What is going on? He's had a couple of weird moments this half. Ah, we found him.
Yeah, he did fall off the map. We don't see that every day of the week.
Well, you know, Axel unscrewing his silencer made us all feel like, you know, it's a pro mistake as well.
Yeah, we're all human.
Yeah, well, we're all human when it comes to falling off a Vertigo as well. Need to see that one again. I'm sure we will. But, yeah, the only way in which he won't feel bad about that is if we see Glaive popping off. He's still alive and kicking. One of the 1v4.
Well placed nade, so much damage done, but surely there's no way into this.
There is no way in. There's a 3-man peak at the same time. They're just going to count to 3 in their heads. If they could stop him planting, that might be...
Good plan, all things considered.
That works out nicely, and he is going to have a duel with NickelBack that he cannot win.
Okay, that's a bit odd, right? But that was a great aggressive maneuver from NickelBack, who opened and then closed the round, right? He was the one that got flashed in for this aggressive maneuver. Here it is. You can see the second flash through the skylight. He turns his back. Config steps on up and wasn't expecting somebody close and personal. And this is... I see. I see. Well, you don't have the safety railings all the way around, guys. It's a construction site, all right? You got to know a little bit better, as he has a bit of a smile on his face after that one.
We've all just... I mean, you're holding S, you're waiting for the wall. There's just...
I think he saw NickelBack's head as well, so he's like, if I could just have a little more space. Back, please.
Oh, I can empathize. Funny, though. Let's get into round 20, where we expect to see it all tied up. Is this starting to smell like a third map?
Well, I think the next gun round will be very, very telling of that. Now, this is Elian's chance to pluck a couple, like shooting fish in a barrel, says Config. Your AWP is no good for my Deagle, so that is a gun lying idle. If Zip can stay alive, if they can just not give over a death, they can start to use this number advantage. And there's another one. Glaive takes down Crad.
Okay, pressure's on. Forrester and Lackey have at least found the multi-kill required to even the ship's keel. Farley and blameF. Now, they're both not too shabby on their pistols. No Deagle for Farley, so no more impact in that respect. But Blame's there, top of the scoreboard in the server.
Look at NickelBack. He's just staunch at the top of the ramp, ready to take a fight.
He wants to. They get the info. You are committed to this, and that seems to work out wonderfully. Who cares? Yeah, you can try and take a shot. So can I. And they tidy things up. 2 loose ends were created by those pistols, but it's all tied up now.
Well, because of these kills, the money hasn't really been able to be built as a buffer for Entropiq so far. The most after all the buy-ups come through as NickelBack with 4.2. Keep in mind the loss bonus will be... So it has been important that Astralis have been getting these kills. If they can just win out a round, they can break Entropiq here on the CT side. A 2-man B start, 3 towards middle, and flash again. They're actually targeting the default. Lackey's taken down Zip. NickelBack's in towards the ladder. They might not account for this.
Config, your days could be numbered. Lackey makes his presence known from trajectory. It's a deep smoke. Config has nothing to rat around with that. Nothing at all. And with that, where's that flank? What's the update on that mid space that was taken from NickelBack? He just left.
He didn't want to give up. Very in-game leader style. Doesn't want to keep pushing the issue. So he's going to drop back, play the number advantage here.
Yeah, Crad stands into Farley's spray. A 4-on-4. Elian is posted on sandbags. It was a tight angle. Pressure now as they close the gap. Glaive is on site. Over the top. NickelBack, a sitting duck, plucked. And a 3v3. We need to see that bomb.
It's so loose. It's down towards the lower side of things. They need to go back and get that. This is all over.
Yeah, they're so committed, and Lackey's good for the double. A triple in total, and by the time Blame arrives, it's all cooked.
I think they tried to react off of the B info that was thrown their way, and they reacted fine, but the bomb was just not with them here, and now Blame left in a 1-on-3 situation. Forrester disconnected from the pack, but standing side by side, are Lackey and Elian on A. Blame has a nade. It could be greatly placed on the head of Elian here.
That's a dead Elian. And that's a 1v1. So smooth with it. Anticipates that they stacked A. Oh, and there's some info. Forrester throws out the stop molly.
This is mind games right now because he had time to go back to B if he wanted here. Does Forrester doubt it, or does he just sit and wait?
How long does he cut noise? Blame for the 1v3. Forrester, 9. Noisy. Oh, Blame needs to plant now. Fakes it out. Forrester dancing with him. 5 seconds. He needs to kill, and Forrester, brave in the face of Blame, finds us an 11th for Entropiq.
Wow, what a close round, and it was perfect from Blame. The nade, how could he have known? But then the shot, that was beautiful. And then just flubbed the movement there with the bomb in his hand. This was the aggression from Lackey out the gates here. Tracking Zipex through the smoke. Beautiful stuff from Farley. The miss from Alien almost enabled this round, but remember the bomb. Blame had to go back and get that and then still makes a round out of this. Great round from Lucky, all things
considered.
Shot
combined. Look at that. Oh, it's dreamy.
See, that's the thing. I don't think I computed in his head quick enough because you might have wanted to just finish and go straight A there. One player was unaccounted for, and that's it. Blame's tried to make the best out of this situation. Another timeout will be called for Astralis here. And again, the money's still quite brittle over there for Entropiq. So likely to see a half buy here with the loss bonus currently falling in favor for Astralis. Tech-9s, 5 of which it's either going to be a fast B or a fast mid to B here. Something where they can really take advantage of the range of these pistols.
To be or not to be? That is the question of round 22. Farley straight through mid. Large and in charge is Lackey as he takes 2. Glaive, a dead man, you just can't win that duel.
Even though it was low, right? The Tech-9 at that type of a range. Now it's just Blame, again, unfortunately left in the clutch. No fault of his own. He goes out mid, goes for the trade, and everybody else is just disintegrated. As soon as Lackey gets 2 in mid, that's job done. At this level of Counter-Strike, you're not expecting him to mow down everybody in an eco slaughter.
It used to be that way.
Yeah. Well, that's back in the day before we knew how to put our crosshairs in the right direction.
Ye olden counter days. Blame would love something here, and it's not... I'm sorry, it is obviously a long-range Tech-9 tap.
He's on a heater right now. He is having some great impact within this game. If he can get one more kill and just really grind the gears of Entropiq, I've mentioned it a bunch of times, but it may still come in handy, right, if they're able to keep this economy under the thumb. NickelBack is playing this top ledge position again, so for Blame to hit this with a Tech-9, he would have to do something spectacular and unable to convert. Blame goes down 12 now. 2 rounds is the lead for Entropiq, and can they extend further as the guns come back out? Here's the bop again with the Techers at range, and that's a beauty. See that one from the bird's eye view right there. Forrester going to be scratching his head about that, how that one happened.
Yeah, that was quite the shot, wasn't it?
Actually, Hooch has decided to take a timeout here, Alex. So the coach of Entropiq has called the second timeout, and this is the chance for them to close out the game here. So likely giving him the instructions on how to do exactly that. Alien's AWP is in play. The buys are coming back on through. The only one yet to invest is NickelBack here, but he's got more than enough to do so. And talking directly to Alien is Hooch there. You could see that. Maybe giving them the update on what to expect, what maneuver comes next.
Well, you gotta, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm, treating them like an underdog when I shouldn't, but Entropiq have made this such a competitive series.
I think this is a 50-50 type of match, right? Considering this is new Astralis with Farley in the mix. Entropiq, they look pretty good within their group. They picked up the big scalp of G2 in a game that felt like it was going the distance, and definitely did.
True.
NickelBack hasn't invested. He's staying with the Tech-9 here, Alex, so I'm not sure.
This may be just to guarantee Alien Orbs for the rest. We'll find out as this plays out. 2 CT smokes to cage the push of Astralis initially. Forrester dispatched to throw bullets down. They really want to repel anything that Astralis want to create here.
There are a lot of smokes on this ramp. And he's given up the fact that he only has the Tech-9 here. Maybe you assume that's in the AWP's hands, and he's spamming another smoke thrown on now, and they've dissuaded this fast A play.
It means that Alien will be in support to B. He's already actually over there.
Yes.
Crad, what are you playing with? He's going for a little pop flash maneuver of his own, and yep, back turn, Glaive gone. If Crad can get away, untraded, which he has. Oh, don't speak too soon. A lot of util burned through in this early exchange, but they do leave with an advantage, chat.
Yeah, Forrester's tucking on in towards elevator room to help out A as well. There could be an impending A attack as the smokes are starting to be limped on out. More stall utility, they're going to fight. Yeah,
oh, and Farley's head was spotted. Crad does back up. Elevated, ready to punish. So many here to receive them. Entropiq, this is a big round for them. Farley, another opening. Oh, and he builds upon it. Double entry. And double trouble now because the site is lost. The bomb is planted. Lucky trying to be a little rascal on the fade. Oh, Loud, he knows where that angle is, knows what it means. Blame caught out and punished. Short to be cleared. Oh. He's good for it. Lackey making a round out of this for Entropiq. Recovery imminent. Config. Thrust to clutch.
Against the AWP as well.
Should be his frag every day of the week, Alien. Posted and delivers 13. It means a lot to Entropiq. They know what this indicates. They got cash in the coffers. The same can't necessarily be said for Astralis if they concede again.
Oh, dearie me. That is rough right there for Astralis. It looks so good with the Farley double kill onto the site. Zipex gets the follow-up. Blame not expecting another player so close, right? This is the double kill from Farley. And then Blame, yeah, just trying to play that angle. It's a risky one. You're so committed to that position. And the double up from Lackey, beautiful stuff right there. The trade just not available. And easy as you like, Elian will strike.
It's the smallest details. A single step dismantles the 2v3. Aggressive angle, not very bullet friendly.
Didn't hit him at all.
No.
Not at all.
Those grates are the opposite of bullet friendly. Can't think of what that would be. Bullet averse? Yeah. No. Maybe. Can you repeat the question?
Look, I'm just trying to think. It could be an armored vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, Glaive's going to be feeling pretty hard done by here.
Now, we hate this angle, or Chad Birchall does.
It's not a good angle if they boost. The only problem, but Elian, if he's quick enough, can hit a gnarly flick, right? It's only a bad angle if they go for the mid boost on the close box.
Still got a gap on this, has he? Very much so. Very much so. They need a good flash, and well, it's there. And still no spot on Crad. He falls off regardless. The bait and switch they're attempting. They have the man advantage, so there is a balance to be struck here. Config returning to middle. We know Elian was posted, and he has just given up on that angle as they return. Hard shot to hit, doesn't. Gathered into Config's crosshair, and the frags come to them. 2 quick headshots out of the Danes. A perfect smoke to wrap around. They've got them locked. It's just Forrester these stairs, and Config's going to catch NickelBack's push.
Oh. Well, they know that Forrester's the B player, right? So head on over, get yourself towards A. Well,
eventually.
Make sure you can get that bomb down. 20 seconds, no dramas, no qualms. No problems, as Astralis will snatch one back. The close nature of these rounds hasn't completely bankrupted Entropiq either. NickelBack with that Tech 9 buy, well, not the Tech 9 buy, the Tech 9 round, I guess we could call it. He still has 4.5. Elian still has 5.4. Loss bonus means they will be able to purchase the AWP. NickelBack can buy, Forrester can drop something, and it's all going to work out here for Entropiq unless Hooch wants to play it a little bit more conservative.
And the logic behind that, I wonder if that, because it was off the back of a timeout, NickelBack comes in with just that Tech 9.
And then they played 4A as if they're expecting just a full-on A biff, which would have been great with the Tech 9 up close in person. It wouldn't have mattered, right? An AK versus Tech 9 close range, it would have been okay. It's just when it stalled out into the mid-round, it started to become a bit more of a problem.
But it just could have been one way to just destabilize Astralis' finger on the economic pulse of when they're against a buy, when they're against a force. Because there may be weapons now that you weren't anticipating with that extra cash. This could be, you know, this round coming, you could see a weird death from Astralis, expecting gaps that aren't there.
It is interesting with the decision from Elian to pick back out there under the pressure that he was just under, because he still had 2 players towards B.
True.
So, you know, just under the pump, maybe feeling that he needed to make a play there, and that's put them in a puzzling situation now as another timeout has been called from Entropiq here. Hooch getting back on the mic, a conversation is being had.
Oh.
That feels like a bit of back and forth right now where Hooch is telling them what to do. Not what I want. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Feels like he's given them very clear instructions with that back and forth we just caught.
I nearly beat you in that 1v1, Elian. Don't you forget that.
But this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Winner of this goes on. They move forward into the quarterfinals to take on Furia. This is the grim side of the bracket here. We've got Na'Vi versus FaZe as the other quarterfinal on the lower half of the bracket. Furia versus the winner of this. And it would be rough to go out 2-0 for Entropiq. They do have the lead, but only the tightest of margins, and the buy has come back in. The AWP, the only emissions is a FAMAS and an MP9. Can they make it work?
Time to find out. Looking quick. Glaive going to be leading the pack and jumping straight into Elian. A leg shot. This is the repeat that cost him. This time flashed off, posted for construction, smoked and forced away. Astralis have pace. They have config. This was all to set him up to work his magic through the smoke. An underhand and push. It's ballsy. It's a lot of space provided by config alone. He can re-smoke Ellie. This is suffocating. But a welcome to the feed. Farley gone. Nice from Lackey. Good fight for config, but he's gone down. It's Forrester that steps up to the mark. They have to clear construction. Blame is good for the frag, combined with config's early damage.
27 now for Blame.
He's doing a great pile of work. Still a 3v2, though. That bomb ticking for Astralis. They can't afford to let this slip. They've got all the bells, the whistles, the incendiaries, and the smokes. And off we go. Glaive, got to be careful for that spread. He is
on Zip.
Dangerously. Zipex one and done. Glaive, the low HP clutch. There's kits. You jumped over one. They jumped over one. They don't have one. Smoke, where is it?
Picked up now. They've got a kit.
And 5 seconds, if he could just hit the wall bang, if he could just hit Crad, if he can, and he does hit the first! Oh, but they just assume a slight delay in the spray. And nearly the 1v2 out of Glaive.
Oh dear, up to 14 now. This one is getting close, and it felt like Astralis had everything they wanted and more right there. The mid-chaos, all the smokes, the underhand flashes, I don't think they knew. Chaos in middle. You can see the smoke starting to subside now. You feel like Config should be good for at least a kill in that position, but couldn't get it done. Forrester with some impact right there, and the defuse Crad. The box, it's just covering him slightly, and he gets it through. The buy's back in. Underway we go again. Astralis just need one, and they can almost draw this level. If they get one round, they deny the save. Entropiq's money will be broken here.
Crad is ahead of all that util, so low, playing with fire. Rambury smoked. They're posturing to go on the fade. 27 for Blame. He's doing everything to keep Astralis in this. Nice smoke. Combination of util implies commitment, but the bomb's nowhere near.
Crad's not moving. He's on 28 points of health. He doesn't think he can get away right now, and I feel like he's committed to this position, especially with this Glaive push.
He just wants a one and done. And he's got it.
Blame. Oh, it's a trade, but that's a sacrifice of Blame, who you just said had 27 kills. That's a big name to lose in the feed right here. Astralis are going to have to get it done with everybody else. Farley up to 17, Config 17 as well. Glaive and Zipex, they need to pull up their stocks right now. They need them.
45 as they regroup and retool.
Only one smoke for the A execute here, currently on Zip, and a re-aggress coming.
Glaive will release that crouch and spray upon a flashbang, but they're doing it dry. Oh, and Glaive about to be hunted. It's Forrester, shuts down the leader. Farley coming. The pressure's on them. They have to plant the repeat and reminder for Entropiq, as that's the frag given to them, and it's Forrester again just keeping it active in this defense. And another 26. He heard us talking. Unhappy with being the second highest fragger in this server. He is running for Blame's 27 as he takes 26. 15 though for Entropiq. That is 4 map points.
Feels like we're destined for overpass now. Third map waiting in the wings here. Just one more round required for Entropiq to draw this series level, and they're not giving up.
This move from Forrester, oh, when you're posted up, Orp is staring at you. He has the audacity to leap off and take that engagement. Big plays for a big game. This is the playoffs for Entropiq, and they are setting sights on quarters, or at least that third map.
Yeah, this is an Astralis timeout here. They still have one remaining after this, if they even get any rounds to operate with more. But hitting the big red button, having the conversation, trying to talk through what can work. And to be honest, the pressure that they've been applying to Alien in middle, it's working. They just scrambled really well, Entropiq, to make sure that they were able to buy a buffer, keep Astralis smoked off, deny them the entry points into either site easily. So what's the call going to be? You can't go up a ramp. There's so much utility being dumped your way. You brute force it through. That's a coin toss. You go back towards middle with something quick. Alien decides he is going to hit a shot this time round, and you don't get that space you were looking for. Or you go over towards B, and that's where Forrester, the absolute beast, is holding. So good luck.
Yeah, Forrester just feels like Entropiq's turret. Really can just set him up and watch him go. This is quick. And no Forrester's in support. Crad and NickelBack going to try and keep 4 Danes at bay. And look at this barrage of utility.
They're using so much because they're worried about the smoke spams, all the pesky flash pushes that Crad's been going for here, but they were actually operating a little bit more passive. They're coming through.
Oh, the flash is good. Glaive retreat. It's up to NickelBack. He can't do anything with it. Good crosshair on ahead. It's nice from Crad to get one and get away. Sticking around. He wants to punish.
Cancelled. They called a cancel on that. That was their gap. That was their way in. It was just Crad here. Now Alien fortifying this A bomb site.
Oh, it's a second bump. Lots
so
of
many nades.
Whoa, and Zip does win the duel on short. Crad was flashed. Alien falling back as the bomb goes down. Doesn't have the lineup for denial.
Might call the save here. You don't need to go for this round. You don't need to play the 3v4 post-plant situation. You have no idea that Astralis literally just expended every single one of their nades just to get that site control. And you only need the one to pack up your toys, take them home, and try again in the next round of play. Loss bonus for them, only going to be 1,400, so this might get long, these last few. This is where you have to ask some big questions, right? NickelBack, let's do the maths for him right now. He currently has 2,200. He's going to be up at 36 with the loss bonus coming in. I don't think anybody can drop him an M4 at the moment. The same thing with Crad. So maybe NickelBack and Crad operate with some MP9s. Zip will go down with the bomb right there. Not the end of the world.
Yeah, no, I was just laughing that he's going to be back where he's put himself. Another one off the building for Zip.
That was a safety net position from NickelBack there, right? He's actually playing that position. If Crad goes aggressive and that maneuver happens, he's meant to get one and stall it out. But a necessary kill from Glaive. And remember, he had a pretty rough go of things in the first half, only had 2 kills. Now he's up to 11, so his impact has been felt throughout this second half of play. And the final timeout now used from Entropiq. They're going to have that exact conversation we were just talking about as far as the finances go. Is it worth investing, or is it worth we go for a save? You want to work out where everybody's money at. It's 1,900 into the next, right? So this is the thing. If you're that of Forrester and Lackey, that means you can't invest in too much money this round, right? You might just have to carry on through, or you force buy. And yeah, it looks like they are going to go with the force buy option here. NickelBack's been able to get the M4 in his hand with some armor, so...
Yeah, and Crad's actually opted not to fully invest in Ev, just so we can get another bite of the cherry. Be NickelBack on the pistol next round. Let's go. Entropiq, 3 more map points ahead of them. Astralis weathered the first. You can see NickelBack lingering in Ellie for steps, trying to keep a count. Crad with the no armor deke. He would love a one and done here. In the same way he operated with that low HP rifle, he's trying his luck on gaps of the smoke.
He's re-smoked the same... Oh, it's actually fallen through right now. It's fallen through the floor here, so he either has to play more forward or drop back, and he's opted to go forward on this.
They try and use it like some sort of one-way.
This is geeky. This is thinking on his toes right here.
It could lead to something good. The pop flash is brilliant. Will hide in the smoke as he waits for vision to return.
Alien's coming back.
Could get caught out by this, and just one click is all it takes.
They've been pushed away from B. Farley took a lot of damage as they were starting to look for some space. Forrester's pushed forward towards Wood, and Elian posted up top ramp. He's going to be smoked on off here. Has to pick his battles wisely.
Smoke and flash is enough to reveal the AWP presence, and Blame starts his crawl.
Oh, they don't have any smokes left, Astralis. They don't have a single smoke left to execute. What are you meant to do against this AWP? And they're gambling A.
Oh, that's a big pick. Elian misses. Over the edge of the one-way, pre-aimed by Blame, and now they've lost 2 of their defensive positions. They can start to walk, and this is a nice little fake. Bomb's going B. It's wide open.
NickelBack could catch him here on the push.
Potentially, yeah, one back is turned, and there's another on ramp. Config, however, has taken down Forrester.
That should be the round. They want to try and save this AWP.
Blame's here to really make this hurt. Sure, you've lost the round, but you might lose your AKs too. They do. NickelBack sent back to spawn.
Okay, well, Lackey's currently over towards spawn here, and they're leaving the site right now, so they're all hunting to make sure he can't hold on to anything. That's a nice shot, and Farley's low here, Alex. Lackey does have a kit. The bomb halfway ticked. I think the concerns that Astralis may have had should be starting to filter away. Blame's actually rotated over to be safety net on the bomb here, right? So great stuff from Blame. It should be good for his 30th, and he is. That's secured. Now, we were talking about the money situation. Normally what happens early in the game is if you get the 1,400 loss bonus, right, and you've just lost the round, normally you go for a force. And because then you're only going to get 19 after, right? So you're not going to have enough for a proper buy. And that's kind of where Entropiq have found themselves, right? So those investments, that's why I was a little bit curious why Crad didn't go all in. He was going to have to take a double eco anyway, right? Or he was going to have to have a force and then an eco, because that's what we're seeing right now. The eco from Entropiq. They're going to battle here in the 30th round with rifles. So now it's just a couple of P250s, a couple of digs, and some light U2. They're going to have to hit some big shots here.
Yeah, or take some big risks. Not known to be caught out by this kind of thing. The boost flubbed.
Heard as well.
Yeah, and that util from Crad will at least keep him honest. He's doing a lot with a little here.
Glaive's overcommitted.
Yeah, no lethality.
Pushing.
Crad is using that smoke. Ollie's next to him.
There's another one here. They're not going to expect him.
Maybe Crad trying to worm his way behind enemy lines. 3 people not looking. He does take one. Blame as well. It's a good scout, but the rest should fall into place now.
Yeah, the fact that it's just the USP on NickelBack, the 2 Deagles though, if you're able to post yourself in the right position, Lackey, he's had a couple of heroic moments throughout this game. He's over towards the scaff position, up at the gap, peering on down with this Deagle, trying to see if he can find a single head, regathering back towards B are NickelBack and Forrester as they've opted for the divide and conquer approach here with the pistols. Time would be the only real problem as, there you go, some contact taken, some damage done either way, and it's actually going to gravitate them over towards this A site now. a bit more utility for Astralis to operate within a round like this. 35 seconds.
Oh, Lucky really taking his sweet time, but it's led to the demise of Config.
If he gets another one, Alex.
I mean, yeah, especially at 28 seconds. If Lucky could somehow disrupt this plan. He's been spotted retreating. Still, damage through the smoke. My God, Zipex is 7 HP. He's done a lot here. If only they could have found that lethality, because glaive has come to sweep the rest under the rug. A very threatening presence from Lucky. Everything considered. We're into the final round of regulation, folks. We've been here before. It's an opportunity for Entropiq to end this in regulation, to take their map pick and to force us all the way to our third overpass if we require it.
It's crazy. Both maps going all the way, all 30 rounds in both. And right now, I don't know if Astralis have necessarily cracked the code. Some financial woes for the last 2 rounds has been a problem for Entropiq here, but they can get the buyback out. No defuse kit, but all for Alien in play. And Crad looking extremely concerned right there. Default spread again. Aggressive from NickelBack. This has worked before.
Ooh, info, but for both ways, both parties. It's Config that's dropped down immediately in as Zipex summoned for assistance.
Oh, and blame, he's found another kill.
How did that go down? Alien's lost his AWP.
Okay, some massive issues now. He was the only defender on the A side. They had 2 middle and 2 towards B. There is so much room. Red carpet right now if they wanted to execute towards A.
Oh, recovery required now. NickelBack takes the space on short. Crad trying to throw something to delay anything to slow down Astralis' crawl, but now they're actually calling a cancel. They're going elsewhere. Forrester. So much to do. Off angle. Back.
Being accounted for.
Oh, it's looking, but they adjust. He doesn't find their heads, and this one looks like overtime.
Race is on.
Charging forward, Crad the frustrated. Not flashed. Config is. And one does get caught, but they're not clearing their corners. Lackey takes one on the clear. And blame is here to punish NickelBack's linger. 15-15, we do it all again. We wipe the slate clean. Vertigo is not done. We take a quick one, and we'll be back with overtime, kicking this one off in style.
Hi. Good to see you, Mike.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right.
Perfect. And we're all set here. Shall we kick things off?
Live in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the ESL studios, actually, and we're here to learn a little bit about observing today. I'm joined by none other than Alexander Rush. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So tell me, observing, it's the new craze. What's it all about?
Yeah, it's
Very even clash on Vertigo, and in fact the whole series, these two teams have been inseparable. We've got none other than Astralis and Entropiq. Vertigo, and it has to go to OT. Hard fought. Blame really is sailing for Astralis. He's filling in the void of a very absent glaive in the start of this game, but everything seems to have evened out. I've got Chatty B with me for OT, and it starts with Astralis on the attack.
Yeah, glaive back online now, up to 16 kills. He's actually overtaken Zipex here as all part of this, and his impact was felt late within the piece. And
Zipex's impact was felt in the ground.
Yeah, that one was a little bit unfortunate, but some aggression.
Whoa, hello. Oh, goodbye. What is going on? Everyone throwing their body into the mix, and this could be a quickie. Forrester's provided 2. He's still there. Blame knows and looks to punish. Has managed to put the lead in the right place. Blame low because of it. This is a 3v2 chat. This OT just started, but now NickelBack has got Blame dead to rights.
Okay, well, Zipex, a clutch very early on in the piece here, and a round that he should go for, right? You don't need to save 12.5 T side. They've tried to change the pace out the gates here. Now, Zip will have to find a kill early as part of this, but, well, that's the kill we were talking about. NickelBack goes down. It's going to thrust Zip forward, but both are waiting on the site, Lackey and Alien, to close this one down.
I can't believe Zip just wants to have a little glance. I mean, they are going to push it.
They're running at him.
Yeah, and that's the end of that. Simple as that. Working as a team, working as a unit, a guaranteed trade in the form of Lackey, and Entropiq successfully defend the first attempt from Astralis.
Yeah, it looked like they were ready for it as well. There was more than enough bodies there to deal with that A-ramp biff, so that just might send Astralis back to a bit more of the normal, which is not as fun, I'll be honest. Nice little flash off the wall there from Forrester to set himself up. but this is it. They just peel them apart, and you can see 3 prongs. One aggressive through the smoke, one up top crane, and one pushing out through that gap position. They've dealt with this one in style. And Astralis might just go back to the 1-1-3, where they wait out the utility. You can see Elian there just listening for how many feet are trundling across that bridge. Crad dropping it again, and he catches the boost, but Blame grabs the first one out, and damage done through the smoke, so they get away with the entry and their lives, Astralis.
Okay, that's a change of pace.
That boost was mantled very quickly there. You could see Crad going for the same maneuver. And they're continuing to push. Forrester here to be a part of this.
That smoke. Gap for Blame to work off. And Molly not going to provide any info.
If they were to explode B now, it is just Lackey. Elian is floating on over through spawn, but it might be too little too late. They're going in.
Yeah, this is going to be a full commit. Lackey does already put his name in the feed, and he's already repelled the invaders. They want to fight him. They have to get through him. Double from Lackey on the defense. Elian good for 1 onto Glaive. I know it looks like Config's been cut short as well. Forrester wrapped around.
Such a quick flank from Forrester there. He just beelined it. It was the W key being stuck on down.
And it's not something he's been doing a lot in regulation. Farley's going to clear him. It's just a question of who can click quicker. And Forrester's good for it. So 2 of the 3 CT rounds they'll be playing out go the way of Entropiq. Can they get the clean sweep?
Yeah, this is a big issue now in Astralis. They saved the timeout. They had 1 left, and they're going to use it here. This is the final timeout that's able to be called for either team. So if this goes on and on, no more pauses, no more tactical conferences with the coach, Farley has been gifted the ability to get at the AWP here for the final T-side round of OT number 1. The rest have plenty of cash to splash on those AK-47s. But this is a great double here from Lackey. You catch it on the replay that execute was coming. Still a lot of time on the clock, but they were very committed to this, and this is the Forrester flank. Those kills were going down on top of the site, and Config just not ready for the bullet in the back of the head. Farley left on his lonesome. And this is good from Entropiq. It's showing mentally that they aren't out of it after a game that I think people felt they should have closed in regulation. You have some remnants of that from Nuke, another game where a couple of rounds went against them that maybe shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, 4 map points? 5, I think, at one point, maybe even. And so those 5 opportunities slip away. They've got 3 opportunities here in Elian, keeping his ears peeled. Crad is not going to be too dejected after losing to that boost. He's still trying some funny business, and on the edge of the smoke catches Glaive. A coordinated opener, and a very nice response.
I'm not sure what he saw right there, but it doesn't matter. Pull the trigger, NickelBack down, and Crad sticking around.
Lots of fun and games around the smokes here on Vertigo.
So many resources towards A in these last couple. Like Forrester hanging around here, Crad still forward.
There is a timer on that.
He's so brave around the smokes as well.
Starting to progress up short.
Ooh, doubling short here. This is nice. Oh, do you stick with it?
I'm not sure.
Not anymore, you don't.
They know. Molly from Config could have forced the hand anyway.
Oh, that Molly didn't land, so pressure starting to heat up now in OT.
Really is. They are feeling flustered. I like this boost. Forrester will not have too much vision. It's deep enough. But as it fades, he will have the off angle. Can they keep them at bay? Pop flash turned. Crad 2 on his play, and he brings the fight to them. Config was ready. Handles business.
The smoke's going to be fading shortly.
Elian catching 1. Farley's AWP is denied, and Forrester on this boost spot is good for the double. Astralis leave this T-side with nothing, unless Blame can find everything. Lackey good for it, 28 and counting, but it's 18 in the bank for Entropiq. They have guaranteed a second OT minimum.
Oh, Astralis there. I'm not sure who threw the first Molotov that they were looking for to clear out close on short, but then there was a second, and it kind of completely screwed their scaling. That's the shot from Farley onto NickelBack there. Looks like he did get a glance, but I said the smoke was fading. Yeah, you can see here it's dissipated completely, and then there's a massive void that they have to cross. 3 consecutive rounds required of Astralis here to go OT number 2. Well, this one will be going straight towards map number 3.
Glaive this time, with the swap of sides, is going to be an aggressive presence.
Yeah, Blame didn't have much luck in this position. Let's see if Glaive can change that. Look at the nade. Big damage done and more to follow.
Glaive knows what's coming, ready to disrupt.
So many smokes.
Yeah, this is fruity now. Very fruity.
I think you might want to back off here because the smoke's going to fade for both teams simultaneously. Another awkward one is going to leave a massive void. They could even boost on over the top of that around the back, and no kill has gone either way, even though it feels like there's just been a battle for this forklift position.
Still 2 smokes on CT, and Farley is responsible for mid side. You can see Crad lining up something special here.
Yeah, this is going to land top scaff here to push anybody back. Currently nobody home, but here they come off the swing.
Lave finds NickelBack.
Saw a lot there.
A lot of information for him to relay. And they love this angle from Blame. He's just backing himself on this one, and Lackey not prepared for it. Bodies are dropping left and right. It is Forrester, though, still alive and kicking. He's one to be feared.
They can drop back still, and if they go towards B, it's just Zip. It's been a full rotation over towards A. They've left middle completely. Farley, Config, and Glaive all currently on the A site, and Krad's already starting to work up the stairs. Zip worried about middle. He has a lot of pressure points right now, Zip, and he's on his own.
He really does. He'll hear them start calling for backup.
He can't go down without a kill, or it's a 3-on-3.
They're into the side. They've cleared quad. They're all posted up looking for Zip, and that's the Alien Orb. It could very well be it. Bomb needs to be planted. Jumping. Info. Crad has an opportunity and takes it. Forrester, tip of the head. Hard shot. Farley needs a rifle. Finds one now. 2-on-2. Time ticking in favor of Entropiq to force it to 3. And we're off to overpass. Just like that, Entropiq take their map pick. A hard-fought battle. No doubt about it. And a lot to be talked about for Astralis as well. We get to hear a little from Entropiq, I'm sure. Oh man, hard-fought OT victory. We will require a third to separate them. Let's see if Heku can grab words from the Entropiq.